The Alpha Dog.
The Alpha Dog. That's right, leader of the pack. You guys are looking at the XFX 8800 GT. We've got two of the flavors here. We've got the XXX edition, and we also have the standard, just the Alpha Dog, the normal,
No, it's not the standard. It's the Alpha Dog edition.
Well, they're all the Alpha Dog edition. We're missing the Extreme edition, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about all three of them, even though the Extreme edition's not here. The XXX edition is the most extreme, so maybe they should call it the most extreme, and the other one the extreme, and then the other one the... I don't know where I'm going with all this, but I've been getting a lot of emails, and it's time to talk about this card. All right, let's go ahead and take one out of the box so you guys can see how they're packaged. This is the XXX edition. I'm going to go ahead and open it up here. Now, we have two of the DVI to VGA adapters, so if you have two VGA monitors, you're going to be able to run those, no problem there. Now, we have this little connector. Now, this requires one 6-pin PCI Express, and this is something that will allow you to hook up two of the Molex plugs, and it'll give you the 6-pin PCI Express. So this is great. Open, you wild animal. The Alpha Dog 6-pin PCI Express. So this is nice because, you know, if you're someone who has a power supply and you don't have the 6-pin PCI Express, well, they've included that in the box. And this thing barely takes up any power at all. It only uses about 105 watts of power. So even the guys with a 500-watt power supply are going to be able to pick up this card. Also in the box, there's a little breakaway cable here. So if you want to use... you know, if you want to watch high-definition content on your TV or your plasma LCD, that's a component, my friends, and this plugs into the card. It'll do 1080i, so full HD support there with the 1080i. All right, let's move this out of the way. Let's talk about the card, because that's what everybody wants to know about. Like I said, also in the box, you are going to get a copy of Company of Heroes DirectX 10 game. That's an awesome game as well. All right, out we go. Don't handle it like this at home. All right, here it is. The Alpha Dog 8800 GT. It's a monster. This thing it's a really sleek card, and you might have noticed that it's only going to take up one slot. That's right. It doesn't have the huge fan on it like most of the other 8800 cards do. So some of you guys might be worried, like, hey, is this thing as fast as the other ones? What's it going to do? Is it faster than the GTS? Well, right now I'm going to tell you this thing is faster than the 8800 GTS. So if you're thinking about getting a GTS, this is the way to go. You have 512 megabytes of GDDR3 right here. And we're looking at the XXX edition right now. Now, the XXX edition has a 670 megahertz core clock. It's also a 256-bit card. Now, the 8800 GTS, it's a 384-bit card. So people are wondering, well, does that one benefit more from the extra bandwidth? Well, this one has more stream processors. It's got 112 of them versus the 96 on the GTS. And the extra stream processors do make up for the smaller bandwidth, and this is a faster card, and it also helps to keep things small. You know, keeps it, you know, there's less to cool, uses less power as well, and it allows them to put the single slot sized cooler on there to keep things nice and cool and not take up all kinds of space. You know, something that drives me crazy about the large cards, when you install them, there's not much extra room for you know, maybe a sound card or something else in your system. Well, with this one, you're going to be able to access all those ports that have normally been covered over by your larger graphics cards, and you're still going to be able to get speed. And the core clock on the regular version right here is 600 megahertz. So you get a little frame rate boost with the XXX, but this one is still a very powerful card. All right, let's go straight into the benchmarks, because that's what really matters, is, you know, how does it play the games. This is for Call of Duty 4. Now, we tried this game at 1920 by 1200. We tried this on a quad-core CPU, the Q6850, running on the Asus P5K. So with Call of Duty 4 at 1920 by 1200, we had 16x anti-stropic filtering on that. We were able to get 89 frames per second with that. So that's very, very, very good performance. We cranked that up to 4 times anti-aliasing and 16 times anisotropic filtering, and we still got 63 frames per second. So very, very playable, and that's at 1920 by 1200. That's a higher resolution than most people play their games at. All right, Quake Wars, 1920 by 1200, 16 times anisotropic filtering again, 41 frames per second. That's very playable as well. I'm playing that at a lower resolution on mine, and it's going to get, you know, well over 60. Now, Unreal Tournament 3, this game looks amazing, and the engine is very, very, very well designed. So in this game, 1920 by 1200, 16 times anisotropic filtering again, we're running that game at 52 frames per second. So that game is really, really getting some good results with this. Now in SLI, well, you're going to get about a 60% performance increase as well. And at the price right now, you can put together a system with this, a quad-core, maybe an XFX 680i motherboard. For around $1,000, it's going to be able to run 2 of these. And you're going to get some amazing results in games. So I'll be doing a little blog on that. I'll put together my system with 2 of these, an XFX motherboard, and even an Intel quad-core. And we'll show you how to build that. So stay tuned for that. But as it is right now, it's the best card in its class, and it's the best card in its price range as well. An amazing card. It's right up there with the GTX, a little bit under the GTX. The GTX is also a much more expensive card as well. So very good card, getting amazing results in the games. And again, to recap, the XXX edition has a 670 megahertz core clock, and the shader clock on this one is 1.9 gigahertz, or 1.95 gigahertz. So very, very fast card. If you guys have any questions, send me an email, logan@tiger.tv. We'll see you next time. For more information on the XFX GeForce 8800 GT series, the Alpha Dog series that is, from XFX, go to Tiger Direct and type XFX GeForce 8800 GT into the search box, or you can call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 1-800-800-8300.